Alright guys, today we're taking a look at a new pair of headphones that I received from Razer, and it is the Razer Nari Ultimate for the Xbox One. It does also work for PC, even though it's not advertised on the box, which we'll go into how it exactly works on the PC. But these headphones, the reason that these are a big deal, and I really wanted to review this for you guys, is because there's a technology in here called Razer Hypersense. Basically, it makes your headphones vibrate based on sounds and games and stuff like that. And I was like, this has to be a gimmick, right? There's no way that this is actually going to be cool in a headphone. Like, who needs this in headphones? Well, that's exactly what we're going to find out today in my review of this and give you guys my opinions on everything I played with it and if the Hypersense is actually a big deal that Razer's making this out to be. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech, going for a recce is the gaming tech, gaming techie is the gaming tech, gaming techie.
Alright guys, so today we're here to talk about the new Nari Ultimate headphones for Xbox One from Razer. I've been putting it through its paces for the past few days, and I was actually hesitant on getting these headphones when it first came out, and the reason for that is I actually already had a pair of Razer headphones that I was using with my PC. I actually wasn't using it with my Xbox, even though I had them for the Xbox as well. They were the Thresher, the Ultimate Thresher, I believe is what the name was. And I got those headsets. They cost about the same as what these used to cost, when I got them a couple of years ago. And they've been servicing me really well. It connected via optical cable to the computer or and USB. Had a little like a box piece that you put into there. Connected it to the PC. Left it there and always used it with my PC. It sounded great. It worked really well. No issues at all. And I liked how loud it got. The sound quality, all of that. It serviced me really, really well. When I heard about these, the one thing that stuck out for me, obviously, was not to upgrade the sound quality because these are basically on par with each other as far as what the sound quality was for me. But it's the Hypersense technology in these things. And for all you guys who have no idea what the Hypersense is and you clicked on this video, that's probably what you want to know about anyway. And the Hypersense in these are basically, if you think about, I actually did a video, if you go back on my channel here, and I'll link it in the description below, I did a video on basically a product that's called the butt kicker, and it basically is a kicker for the bottom of your seat. You connect it and it goes to an amp, and it basically listens to the vibrations and the sound effects in the game, and it shakes your chair based on that. So if you're playing games like shooters and stuff, when you shoot out of your gun, it will shake the chair to make it feel like you're actually shooting the gun. It makes you feel more immersed in the games. And I love that product. The butt kicker that I did a review on, if you guys want to check out exactly what that's about and how it works, that's an amazing product, and I love playing that on my gaming chair now when I use my PC. So naturally, the next step after that was to look at these headphones when I heard about them, and I was like, all right, so these are kind of supposed to be the same idea. Hypersense is basically, it goes to you can connect it to either your Xbox or your PC, and we'll get to the PC in a minute, and basically it can connect and it listens to the sound effects and to the, how the game is actually sounding. So if you're shooting guns, if you're getting, if a grenade gets tossed, basically the loud bass in the game, it's listening to those effects and then basically shaking your head. And this is really hard to describe in a video like this before you guys actually should just try it for yourself, but obviously you can't. But it's hard to tell you how awesome these things are. Basically, it's not just like a subwoofer type of feeling, but it really feels like it's shaking based on the actual rhythm. For example, I played it. One of the first games I played was Rocket League, and that's my go-to game only because I've played 1,000 hours in that game. It's not necessarily like the best for this experience, but I wanted to see how they sounded like. So I went in there and I was like, all right. I popped it up on the Xbox One. I went in there and basically the Hypersense in that game, for example, is every time you pick up the boost on the floor, it makes like it vibrates your head basically. It vibrates the headphones like you actually just pick something up. And when you score a goal, obviously it shakes the headphones as well. So it just sounded really, really cool. It added a whole different experience to the game. I know it's just Rocket League and it's just soccer, so it wasn't like earth-shattering or anything like that because it's just vibrating based on the actual goal. When you actually score a goal, when you hover over things, it's not adding any more depth to the actual gameplay. It's just a fun, unique thing that's happening while you're playing the game. So I got off of that game, and then I went to a music video. I went back to my PC, and I decided to listen to a music video on it, like I've done in the past. And again, this sounded really, really good. When you play a song that's heavily, obviously relying on bass, and it has a lot of bass into the song, these add a whole new level to the way you're listening to them. Just like my other butt kicker experience that I did with the chair that I was talking about, added a level of immersion to the share shaking. Well, this now adds it to the actual headphones. So when I'm listening to, some of the songs I was listening to, I felt like I was more into a concert feeling. When I'm in there and I'm listening to these headphones and it's shaking to the actual sound, it feels like I'm literally in a concert, and it added a great experience to that when I was listening to them. Naturally, after that, I went and I started up Call of Duty Modern Warfare on my PC. And I went in there and I was like, all right, well, this is obviously going to be the best experience because it's obviously made for, obviously the best experience you can have with these is for shooters because, like I said, you're feeling the kick on every single gunshot that you're taking, and you can feel it with the directions and stuff. And when I went in there, I was definitely not disappointed. It added Call of Duty. It brought it up a notch, another level as far as the immersion goes. And this is the way that shooters are going to be played in my house from now on. When it comes to this game, when I tried it in Destiny 2, all those types of games, if you're a big shooter fan, these are a must, in my opinion, if you're a shooter fan playing on either Xbox or PC. When you're taking shots, it's not like the headphones are just vibrating for no crap reason at all. It's vibrating in tune to the shots. So when not only is it the shots you're taking, but when I was playing the game and I was feeling shots, coming from, how you usually hear the gunshots from somebody on the left or the right when you're trying to figure out which pinpoint direction they're coming from. Now I don't just hear the gunshots coming in a distance, I feel them. I feel the gunshots coming from the right-hand side or the left-hand side, and it's shaking my headphones, letting me know, hey, it's coming from this direction, and it literally adds a whole new immersion to the game, guys. I don't know how to make that more clear to you guys, because obviously it's hard to show you guys how these actually act. You actually have to feel them, but it really does add a whole new immersion to the game, and to any shooting games that you play, and to music videos that you watch, and even to movies. When it comes to those movies that are action-packed and stuff like that, I listen to some of those trailers and stuff, also adds a whole new level. This is something that I'm probably never going to do without as far as playing any game with again. Like I said, it's best for shooting games, for sure, but it can also be used for other games as well, but for racing games, it also does pretty well in... for the ones I tried. For shooting games, is definitely the one that you want to play it with the most if you're a shooter fan. Don't miss out on these Hypersense guys, because they're really a game changer. And I know Razer is apparently coming out with other products that are going to feature this technology, like in the mouse and stuff. I don't know how well that's going to go and how I'm going to feel into my fingers, but sign me up to be a first early tester, because these things blew me away when I started using them, and I'm glad to have them now. And it was definitely worth getting rid of my old Razer headphones just for this Hypersense technology, because I'll be playing with this with every game from here on out. Now let's talk a little bit about Xbox and PC, like I was talking about before. So on Xbox it says, right here on the box, that it's made for Xbox. You don't see anywhere on the front that it actually works with PC, but it actually works perfectly with PC. The only thing you need on PC is the Xbox One dongle. If you connect that to your USB, you sync this up really easily, and then you're ready to go, and it hooks up to your PC, and it works like any other headset would. It actually is even easier than my other headset, because my other headset, I had that little box and I had to connect everything through there. It wasn't truly wireless. It still had that plug-in. These are truly wireless. You literally just have the little dongle sitting on your computer. If you're using this on PC, you press and hold the and let's talk about the sync for a second here. You have to press and hold that sync button, which the instructions don't tell you at all, which is crazy to me. That is one of my complaints. It took me like 5-10 minutes to figure this out. You have to hold the button that powers it on, and when you see the light turn on, keep holding it. Don't let go like you think when you first get them. Keep holding it until the lights start flashing fast. When you see the lights flashing fast, then you can let go, and then you can press the sync button on either the Xbox or the PC. It took me forever to figure that out, because obviously when I turned it on, I saw the light, I stopped, and then I hit the sync button on the Xbox, and it was doing nothing, and it was driving me insane. You actually have to hold it while it's turning on for a few more seconds to actually, do that. So I think that's something that could probably be a little clearer in the instructions, but I told you now, and it's really simple once you know it, once you actually know it. So you connect that to your PC, and it's truly wireless, minus the dongle on PC that you obviously have to use with it. If you're on the Xbox side, it's truly completely wireless. There's no dongle, there's no nothing. That's why it's specifically geared towards Xbox. You press the sync button like I just told you, a little dialog box pops up on the Xbox, and you're ready and good to go. And it just works extremely well. Really easy to set up, and like I said, the sound quality on the PC was really good. It was as loud as I wanted it to be. On the Xbox, for some reason, there were some games that it was a little lower than I wanted it to be. There was a couple of games that I tried, like NHL 20, for example, that I'm playing. When I put it into that game, it was a little lower than I wanted it to be. It wasn't low by probably anybody's stretch of the imagination, but I'm more of the person who likes to listen to things a little bit louder than probably most people do. and I thought there was a little bit more volume that it could have needed in certain games. Where in other games it was perfectly fine. Rocket League was loud enough. Madden that I tried it in was loud enough. On PC for music videos and Call of Duty it was definitely plenty loud. Just a couple of games that I tried on the Xbox side for some reason were a little lower than I thought they should be, especially compared to other games, but not a huge deal. Like I said, they were still loud enough, just something I wish was a little bit louder. And like I said, these headphones here, guys, they're really comfortable. And the reason that these are really comfortable here is because they're using some sort of like gel, insulate kind of thing in here that's like a gel that they use that makes it like a cooling gel. So when you put your headphones on here, you're not going to like have your ears feel hot or anything. And it actually does work. When I take these off, my ears are still cool to the touch. These things are nice and cool right now. They don't feel warm in any way, even when it's turned on. So that's really nice. Of course, this comes with the built-in microphone here. You can see that it could just slide right out if you want to and slide back in when you don't want to use it anymore. Obviously, that works with Xbox and PC. And some of the controls here that we're looking at right now, just to show you guys here real quick. And if we're looking at the controls here right now that we're looking at on these, basically what it is on the left-hand side, you will actually see that that is the up and down button for game chat. So if you want to go up in volume for the game audio, then you obviously swipe this up. If you want to go lower to the actual volume of the game of the voice chat that you're listening, and you swipe down and you do it that way. The button right underneath that is the power on button that I was talking about before and how you sync it. And then of course underneath that is the USB charger to actually plug this in and charge. It does come with a USB micro cable to actually charge, and you can plug it into any USB power, whether it be your computer or anything you want to use it to charge it up. Then after you take a look on that, on the right hand side here you have the volume rocker. So this volume rocker works a little bit differently. You see that there's also a switch here on the bottom. If you have it on the volume side on the switch and you start swiping that up and down, that is going to control your overall volume of the actual headset. So that's how you higher your volume. However, if you switch it to the opposite side, to the other picture there, that is the Hypersense. So the Hypersense I was just talking about, there are some games that may annoy you in the way that it plays, depending on how you are. They didn't annoy me in any way, but I've seen some people out there say that when it's vibrating a lot, that they actually do feel it, and it feels like it's shaking their head a lot. So some games aren't obviously perfect for it. Like I mentioned before, shooting is definitely the main target for this, and some of the other genres out there. So if you want to turn it off, there is a volume here on here that you could swipe it to there and then turn it off, or at least lower it so the intensity is not as high, because it's obviously coming at default the highest intensity it has. You can lower it if you want to, or completely turn it off if you want. So that option is available for you. Other than that, guys, these headphones are really comfortable. The only other thing I want to mention is that these don't have any adjustability as far as I know. So they pull up and stuff to get your head in there. As you guys can see here, they do pull up, and they do have a good amount of like adjustability on that form. But I'm used to headphones where I can just pull this on the top and kind of let it adjust to my head. So this feels like more of like a one-size-fits-all where it goes on my head like this, and I can't like lower this in any way. So luckily it fits well on my head, but just something to keep in mind. It does adjust based on this going up and down, so it should fit basically everyone's head, but there is no adjustability on the band like I've seen on my previous headsets and some of the other ones out there. But I really like the look of this. It does light up here on the side when you power it on. Only the green. It doesn't have the Razer Chrome, so you can't change the actual color with these ones because they're meant for Xbox, not PC. So this is just green at all times. But I love these headphones. I love that they're so easy to sync back and forth with the Xbox and the PC. So now I actually do have a pair of headphones. If I want to use them with my Xbox, I can. The other one was more of a pain because I had to disconnect cables and stuff. This is more plug and play, and I can switch it back to the PC in 5 seconds with no issues at all. As far as the battery goes on this, if you're using Hypersense and everything's fully on, you get about 8 hours or so. If you turn Hypersense off, or if you lower it and you have the volumes obviously lower, it can go up to 12 hours. So that just depends on how you're using it. But I haven't had any issues. It's lasted long enough for me. And something I forgot to mention about the microphone, you can turn it off. Forgot to mention that when I was talking about the controls. If you hold the volume up and down on the left-hand side of the headset that I was talking about, that lets you adjust the game chat audio versus the voice chat. If you hold that down and press it, it will turn, and there will be a little red. This will turn red here at the end, and it will actually mute the microphone. And you'll see visibly that it's obviously muted because it's actually red in color. So, guys, I'm really, really impressed with these headphones. I haven't heard of anything like this before this Hypersense stuff. As far as inside headphones, I thought it was going to be a gimmick because even though I had that chair thing I was talking about earlier, I had no idea that I actually wanted this in the headphones, and it sounded strange to me. Like, oh, my headset's going to vibrate. Like, how is that going to be any cool? Anything cool or add anything to the game? But it really does It really adds a lot to the games that works really well on, like shooting games and stuff like that. So guys, if you guys are a fan of this stuff, and I urge you guys to go ahead and check this out if you can get your hands on it, because it's really, really cool, and it's an experience that I don't think any of you has had to this date, because like I said, there's not a lot of headphones, or any headphones that I know of right now that do this. So really, really cool stuff from Razer. I'm really happy with these guys. Well worth the $199 that I paid for it. And yeah, check these headphones out, guys. If you guys have any questions about anything you guys have seen here today, as always, leave it down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Till next time.
Tech, gaming techie is the gaming tech, gaming techie, gaming tech. Eating brekkie is the gaming tech, going for a recce is the gaming